What's going on, everybody? American Football Network here with another video, and today we're bringing you Linc's Locks Episode 3. We got our Week 9 college football betting locks, but before we get started, make sure you guys like and subscribe. Comment those thoughts and opinions down below. I'm going to reach that goal of 11,000 subscribers by the end of October. Check out the description for links to our shop, podcast, website, Patreon page, and our college football roundup channel. Also, at the top of the description, you will see a link for Parlay Play. Check them out if you love sports betting. It is as simple as choosing more or less on your favorite player stats, and they'll match your deposit up to $100 for first-time users if you use that link and use code AFN. So check them out. And they'll also give you $5 of free play. Got a lot of promotional free picks for the college football Week 9 slate, so check them out. Don't want to miss out on that. But let's go ahead and jump into our locks. So first up, we have Navy plus 14 versus Notre Dame. Now I use my odds from BetUS. What you see on the screen is going to be odds from ESPN Bet. They're very similar, basically the same. But yeah, so we got Navy plus 14. This is not the typical Navy versus Notre Dame game. I think Navy actually has a chance in this game. Now I do think Notre Dame's still going to win the football game, but I think Navy has a good chance of. I think they're going to keep it close. I think it's going to be a good competitive game. And I think that Navy can keep it within that 14-point margin. I think that they win somewhere by 10 points, something like that. I think Notre Dame comes away with the win. So I think Navy plus the 14 is a pick that's going to hit. I just think that this is a different Navy offense. This offense can move the ball down the field. They can actually throw the ball. We'll get to that later with some more picks. They can actually throw the football around, and defensively, they're pretty tight in the run defense. So I think Notre Dame's going to have to throw the ball. Riley Leonard hasn't been the best at that this year. We've seen him struggle at times. So is Navy going to win the game? Probably not. They have a chance, and I think they can keep it within 14. I think this Navy team is a lot different of a team this year than we've seen in years past. I mean, we've seen Notre Dame lose to NIU, who ran the ball straight down their throats, and they knew they were going to run the football. So, Navy could win. Navy could win. So moving on to our next game, we got Oklahoma at Ole Miss. I'm taking Ole Miss minus 20 in this game. Oklahoma just has no offense. The defense is solid, but I think this one's going to finish about how Ole Miss South Carolina did. And I just think Ole Miss is going to win by 20 or more. I think it's about a 24. I see this game finishing like 27-3, a lot like South Carolina did, 31-7, something like that. Just not confident in this Oklahoma offense at all. This Ole Miss defense is pretty good. I don't see Oklahoma being able to move the football on them very well and scoring a lot of points. And I think this Ole Miss offense is going to put up some numbers in this game. So I have Ole Miss by 20. Covering the 20-point spread just for the pure fact that Oklahoma has no offense, and I don't see them moving the ball very well in this game. I don't see it. Don't think they're going to score more than 10 points. Is Ole Miss going to score 30 or more? Probably in this one, because, especially when Oklahoma has a solid defense, but when your offense can't score, that wears the defense down. We saw it against Texas as a Clemson fan, saw it in week 1 against Georgia. At halftime, we were down 6-0, but the offense couldn't do anything. The defense fell apart because they're tired. I think a similar thing happens here with Oklahoma. I think it could be, a little bit lower scoring in the first half, but I think second half Ole Miss will have them worn down, and they'll rack up some numbers. So moving on to our next game, as we got 5 picks in total for you. Moving on to that one, it's going to be BYU and UCF in this one. When you look, BYU is plus 2.5. I think that they're going to win the football game. I mean, they're unbeaten. They're ranked number 11 in the country. Yeah, they struggled a little bit against Oklahoma State last week, but they still found a way to win. I just think they have too many weapons on offense, and the defense is going to be better than what it was last week. I mean, it has been better all season long. And the biggest thing for me is I look at what Colorado went and did to this UCF team. BYU can 100% go down and do the same exact thing to them. I don't know if BYU is going to win by 20, but BYU is going to win this football game. So the plus 2.5, just an easy pick there. That they're just, they just find ways to win football games, and that's what they're going to do here against UCF. I'm not very high on UCF. I don't think they're a very good football team. I think they're pretty overrated in terms of what people give them credit for. Like in this one, I mean, there's no reason UCF should be favored in this football game. BYU is going to find a way to win. Next up, we got Iowa and Northwestern. This will be a 3:30 game on Big Ten Network. You look at this one, the over-under set at 38. I have the under. Both of these offenses suck. The defenses are pretty good. I see Iowa winning this one like 21-10 or something like that. I don't see a way this one hits over 38 because I don't think Northwestern score more than 10. And I don't think Iowa's getting more than 24, which would, if they max out at what I think they could get, that's still going to hit the under. I think these are two of the most pathetic offenses in the country. So I don't see a way that this one goes over 38. We look when Duke Northwestern played, that one barely went over, and that one went into like double overtime. So I just barely went over the 38 for this one. So I don't see a way that this one goes over 38. Just I don't like either one of these offenses. I'm taking the under on that one. And then the nightcap, 7:30 on ABC. I'm taking Texas A&M -1 in this game. I think they're going to win the game, so I think they're going to cover the spread. I just think Texas A&M is the better football team, plus they're at home at Kyle Field, one of the toughest atmospheres to play at in the country. You look defensively, they're very tight, very stingy, don't give up a lot of points. Offensively, they've been rolling, especially with Connor Wegman coming back from injury. I expect more of the same from this one. I think Texas A&M is going to roll LSU in this one. I think that A&M is going to win by 10-plus points in this game, and I don't see a way LSU wins this game. I just don't. I don't think LSU is good enough defensively, especially against the run. So I have A&M getting the win. If you take these picks, so I got BYU +2.5 at UCF, Navy +14 versus Notre Dame, Iowa and Northwestern under 38, Ole Miss -20, Texas A&M -1. You put them all on a parlay, risk 20, you can win $478. So, there's those picks for you. But we also have some player props for you on Parlay Play. As this is who we're sponsored by. So we have some player props for you. I think that these can be kind of difficult to project when it's the player stats, but I feel like we've got a good handle on them. As we got it pulled up here, as you see on the screen, got a promotional pick for Ashton Jeanty. They're going to boost his payout boost special for him. When I look at this one, I have Jeanty going over the 149.5 rush yards. I just do. He comes in averaging 208 yards a game. UNLV does rank 20th, allowing 104 yards a game, but they haven't faced a running back like Jeanty. And Jeanty has faced a better defense than UNLV with Oregon, and he ran for almost 200 yards against them. I just don't see a way in the world, other than him getting hurt, that he doesn't get 150 yards against UNLV. I think he gets that pretty easily. Next up, we got Miller Moss over 274.5 pass yards. He comes in averaging 280 on the year. Rutgers ranked 66 in pass defense. They're terrible. I think that Miller Moss is going to throw for 275 plus in this game. I just think he hits that easily. I think he'll find a couple deep shots down the field, and Rutgers' pass defense is pretty bad. Miller Moss over 274.5. Then we got Blake Horvath. I told you we'd get to it later. The Navy quarterback, I have him over 125.5 pass yards. He's averaging 150 a game this year. Notre Dame does rank 13th in pass defense with 166 allowed a game. But when I look at this one, it's going to be a close game, especially down to the wire. I think Navy will be losing down towards the end of the game. I think that Horvath is going to be throwing the ball a little bit more often in the second half than he regularly would. So I have him over the 125.5 pass yards. I think that's a decently low number for him. I mean, I think he's going to probably go into halftime with about 50. So can he throw for 74 in the second half? 100% he can. Next up, staying in that same game, opposite quarterback, Riley Leonard. I got him over 180.5 pass yards. He comes in averaging 168.9 yards a game. I mentioned Navy's run defense pretty good this year, but they rank 82nd in pass defense, allowing 225 yards a game. I think that Riley Leonard and this Notre Dame offense are going to be throwing the football, and I think that is going to really play effect into this game. I think Riley Leonard hits at 180.5 pass yards. So on this one, you parlay those four together, risk 20, win $126. If you go and use that link at the top of the description, you can claim a $100 deposit match using code AFN. So help us out, help support us out. That's one way to do it. Also, go win some money this weekend. We gave you the picks. Go use them. Go win some money. Well, we appreciate everybody tuning in. Tell us your favorite pick down below. Tell us any that we missed, and we will see you guys next time.